Once a wild fruit growing untamed across the hills of China, the kiwi fruit has undergone a remarkable transformation. Today, it stands as a premium global fruit at the heart of an industry worth more than $40 billion. So what sparked this extraordinary revival? The journey begins in vast kiwi fruit orchards, where vines quietly climb sun-warmed slopes, nurturing each fruit under a gentle, temperate climate. From the fields, the kiwi fruit moves into cutting-edge facilities, where automated production lines, controlled cold storage, and advanced processing technologies reshape these fuzzy fruits into a global supply chain. From fresh kiwi fruit, shipped across continents, to juices that carry a crisp, refreshing flavor enjoyed worldwide, each step adds value and reach. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we follow the journey of these small, yet powerful fruits, and uncover how kiwi fruit has risen to become one of the most sought-after ingredients in global cuisine, from everyday kitchens to the world's finest dining tables. Kiwi is one of the most iconic brand twists in global agriculture. Although closely associated with New Zealand, this fruit actually originates from China, where it once grew wild and was known as the Chinese gooseberry. The turning point came in 1904, when a New Zealand school principal brought the first seeds home. There, the fruit was renamed after the kiwi bird, a name strong enough to carry it out of the Asian mountains and onto the world's fruit map. Today, China remains the largest kiwi producer, accounting for more than 50% of global output, while New Zealand contributes only around 7%. Yet through clever rebranding, strict quality standards, and mastery of cold chain logistics, New Zealand dominates the premium export market, turning a Chinese fruit into a symbol of value and quality. Few people know that there are over 50 kiwi species, most of which are inedible or yield small, sour, and hard-to-store fruit. The global market, therefore, revolves around just two main varieties: green kiwi, with its classic sweet tart flavor, and gold kiwi, prized for its rich sweetness and premium image. These two have defined the modern kiwi industry. Interestingly, kiwi is also one of the most nutrient-dense fruits on Earth. It contains nearly twice as much vitamin C as oranges, along with serotonin and antioxidants that naturally improve sleep, a kind of healthy sleeping aid born from nature itself. To create such achievements, we must swim against the current, back to the very origin of the kiwi, where the story doesn't begin with ripe fruit, but with a cultivation system engineered to perfection in every detail. The life of a kiwi begins with its trellis system, the most crucial foundation of the entire orchard. Before planting, farmers erect concrete or wooden posts about 1.8 to 2 meters high, connected by tensioned steel wires to form a horizontal framework above the ground. Since kiwi plants are climbers, their entire growth depends on how well they can cling to and spread across this structure. After about 200 days, young kiwi vines start to seek support on their own, winding gently around the posts as they climb upward to maintain balance. When the canopy closes over the trellis, the kiwi orchard enters the most delicate stage of the entire season: flowering and pollination. Male and female blossoms grow on separate plants, and each flower stays open for only about 4 days. To avoid leaving pollination to chance, large farms combine natural bees with mechanical pollination devices, machines equipped with upward-facing nozzles that blow fine clouds of pollen across the vines. Pollination robots move along the rows, releasing pollen collected from male plants precisely onto each blooming female flower. This method ensures the pollen reaches the stigma accurately, compensating for cool, damp days when bees are less active. In those brief moments, the future of the entire kiwi harvest is almost decided, before the petals close and the young fruit begin to form. Similarly, The irrigation and fertilization systems for kiwi follow the same upward spray principle. Because the vines have dense canopies and tall trellises, all equipment is designed to deliver water, nutrients, or micronutrient solutions as a fine mist rising from below, spreading evenly across the undersides of the leaves and around the root zone. High-pressure sprayers generate powerful airflows that drive the droplets deep into the canopy, reducing waste while enhancing absorption efficiency. Every year, from around March to June, kiwi orchards enter the most critical stage of the entire growing season. It is a brief but intense period when the fruit is not harvested at full ripeness, but instead cut from the vines while still firm, at the precise biological point that allows it to be stored and transported over long distances. To determine the exact harvest time, kiwi growers don't rely on color or softness. Instead, they measure dry matter content and Brix level inside the fruit. When the dry matter exceeds about 15% and the Brix level reaches approximately 6.5, harvesting can begin. The rare balance point where the fruit can continue ripening after picking while remaining stable for extended cold storage. For premium varieties like Zespri Sungold, this process still depends almost entirely on human hands. Farmers physically assess each fruit's weight, firmness, and condition before every cut, because harvesting even a few days too early or too late can sharply reduce the crop's value. However, as production scales up, fully manual harvesting creates an enormous demand for labor within a very short window. As a result, mechanization is gradually being introduced to support large-scale orchards. Whether harvested by hand or by machine, kiwi fruit are immediately collected in large specialized bins right in the orchard. From there, they are loaded onto trailers and transported out of the farm as quickly as possible, heading straight to central packing facilities and cold storage warehouses, where the next stages of grading, preservation, and processing take place. From the very first stage of intake, kiwi bins are opened gradually according to a pre-calculated rhythm, allowing the fruit to flow out in a controlled stream rather than tumble out all at once. As they move onto the tiered conveyor system, each kiwi rolls gently across a layer of soft rubber, spreading into a single, evenly spaced line that ensures a smooth flow and minimizes impact. This deliberate slowing down by design throughout the process helps factories reduce kiwi damage by more than 7% each year, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars in losses. Along this steady flow, clusters of soft, flexible fibers lightly brush the surface of each fruit, removing residual soil while rotating them at different angles to expose every side. At the end of the line, workers stand along the conveyor for an initial quality check. They don't just remove scratched or misshapen fruit, but also detect subtle signs machines might miss, such as abnormal softness, newly formed abrasions, or early symptoms of skin disease. In practice, each shift can intercept hundreds of substandard kiwi fruit right here before they move deeper into later processing stages. After being cleaned and stabilized in flow, the kiwi fruit enter an automated machine vision sorting system, where both speed and precision reach their peak. Each fruit is guided into a separate channel, evenly spaced to avoid overlapping during movement. Above the conveyor, clusters of high-speed cameras capture images from multiple angles under tightly controlled lighting, accurately recording each kiwi's shape, size, and even the tiniest surface imperfections. In less than 30 seconds, the image data of each fruit is analyzed, compared, and classified. Immediately afterward, the mechanical sorting system directs every kiwi into the correct lane, from premium-grade fruit for the fresh market to those destined for processing. With a standard configuration, the line can handle over 10,000 kiwi fruit per hour, while maintaining an almost perfect level of consistency. After sorting, the kiwi fruit move on to the packaging and labeling stage. On the automated line, each fruit is placed into a molded tray that holds it securely in place, preventing rolling and collision. Label rolls rotate continuously, releasing pre-printed traceability stickers that are precisely applied to the surface of each kiwi by synchronized robotic arms moving in rhythm with the conveyor. At the same time, the automatic tray packing system arranges the kiwi fruit into padded cartons, maintaining even spacing between each fruit. With a standard configuration, a single line can process over 20,000 kiwi fruit per shift, ensuring every piece is properly secured, accurately labeled, and fully prepared for cold storage and onward transportation. Inside the quality control lab, each batch of kiwi fruit is analyzed right after packing. Technicians cut samples and measure flesh firmness using a pressure tester. Values between 4.5 and 6.5 kilograms F indicate the fruit has reached the ideal technical maturity for storage and continued ripening. At the same time, a Brix meter determines soluble sugar content, while moisture and dry matter levels are checked to assess freshness and shelf life. All data are entered into a traceability system, creating an electronic profile for every batch. Thanks to this process, only kiwi fruit meeting strict standards of structure, sweetness, and biological ripeness are cleared for the next stage, cold storage. When trays of fresh kiwi fruit leave the cold storage, traveling thousands of kilometers in atmosphere-controlled containers to reach global markets, another part of the harvest, the fruit that falls short of export standards, quietly takes a different path. These kiwis enter the pressing line, where they begin a new life cycle in a different form, as pure kiwi juice. To make juice, kiwi fruit can't go straight into the press. They must first pass through a crucial step, peeling. The machines used for this stage typically handle about 500 fruits per hour, fast enough to keep pace with the production line, yet gentle enough not to crush the delicate flesh. Immediately afterward, the kiwi fruit are chopped into pieces and fed into an industrial grinder. Here, the fruit's cellular structure is carefully broken down, creating a thick puree that releases the maximum amount of juice within. Finally, the filtered kiwi juice is precisely filled into sterilized bottles under controlled conditions, with a volume deviation of less than 2%. As the bottles leave the production line, each one carries the result of precision, consistent quality, and an optimized shelf life, born from accuracy at every preceding stage. Beyond its familiar role in juice, kiwi enjoys a far richer life in the world of cuisine. With its gentle tartness, signature green hue, and smooth texture, it becomes an ideal ingredient for desserts, from mousses and tarts to the delicate topping layers of cakes. Just a few thin slices of kiwi can create a striking visual accent, bringing freshness and vibrancy to any dessert plate. But kiwi's versatility extends well beyond sweets. It is also used in salads, grilled meat pairings, and fine dining presentations, prized for its natural ability to balance richness and cleanse the palate. A small fruit with an unexpectedly sophisticated touch. The most critical factor determining the quality of bell peppers is the timing of harvest. Within just 7 to 14 days, they can shift from green to red or yellow. Pick them too early and they lack flavor and color. Leave them just a few days too long and their crispness and market value drop noticeably. In other words, harvesting bell peppers is genuinely a race against time. Early autumn is when the peppers reach their fullest shape and strongest coloring. And it's also when the season officially begins. Across fields spanning dozens of hectares, specialized harvesters start up simultaneously, producing the signature hum of modern agriculture. They move slowly but steadily, sliding harvesting arms into each plant, lifting the entire stem, and shaking it so the peppers fall onto the conveyor belt. From there, The stream of peppers passes through rotating brushes, suction fans, and continuous sorting systems that remove leaves, soil, and defective fruit, leaving only the high-quality peppers to drop neatly into the collection bins. Thanks to these machines, productivity has changed completely. A single harvester can replace hundreds of workers, and what once took a month to gather can now be collected in just a few days. At many large farms, weekly harvest volumes can exceed 300 tons, a figure nearly impossible to achieve with manual labor alone. This isn't just a story about faster harvesting. It's a clear example of how technology is reshaping agriculture. Fewer people, less time, and far more output, all while keeping product quality consistent. When grown in open fields, bell peppers can only be harvested during a few warm and dry months. But to sustain an industry that consumes millions of tons each year, growers have to extend the production season. The solution lies in greenhouses, where light, temperature, and humidity are controlled down to the smallest detail, allowing peppers to be harvested year-round. In this environment, the harvesting process also changes. Workers don't pull or shake the plants as they would outdoors. Instead, they use pruning shears to cut each pepper individually to keep the stem intact, because even a slight bruise on the stem can lower the fruit's grade during sorting. The freshly cut peppers are placed on plastic trays mounted on small electric carts, vehicles that can run continuously between rows barely 80 centimeters wide without breaking branches or scratching the fruit. Once the trays are full, the carts unload the peppers into a small trailer hitched to a tractor. Its low chassis allows quick loading, its tight turning wheels help it maneuver easily in confined spaces, and safety sensors reduce collisions, crucial because even a small scratch can make a pepper deteriorate 30 to 40% faster. When an entire greenhouse block is finished, a line of carts heads straight to the processing area, where facilities can receive anywhere from tens to over 200 tons of fresh peppers per day, depending on the size of the farm. This is the key link that keeps the bell pepper supply stable throughout the year, regardless of weather or season. As soon as the peppers reach the collection point, massive hydraulic machines immediately lift the crates into the processing line. With a single tilt, an entire crate of bell peppers pours onto the conveyor like a waterfall. But instead of bruising, cushioned chutes and soft conveyor belts absorb the impact, keeping every pepper intact. Thanks to a precisely timed speed control system, up to 2,000 crates can be handled smoothly each day, an impressive starting point for the industrial journey of bell peppers. The first step in the industrial process is cleaning. Crates of bell peppers move into an automated washing system, rolling across massive horizontal brushes that strip away layers of soil as if they were never there. Immediately after, they meet a blast of high-pressure water combined with strong airflow, washing and drying the peppers in just a fraction of a second. After cleaning, bell peppers move into the most critical stage of the entire production line, sorting, where the commercial fate of each pepper is decided. On the system of rubber-coated rollers, the peppers rotate, not just to move forward, but to expose every part of their surface, including areas that are usually hidden, such as the bottom, the stem, and the grooves between the lobes. Above them, a multi-angle camera system captures 60 to 120 images per pepper, combined with high-precision 3D sensors and color sensors. Together, they record the pepper's size, shape, color uniformity, surface gloss, physiological ripeness, and any surface damage as small as 0.2 millimeters. Right after the scanning zone, each pepper enters an individual tray, a structure specifically designed for difficult produce like bell peppers, which have irregular shapes and thin, easily scratch skins. Each tray holds exactly 1 pepper, equipped with an ultra-sensitive scale with an accuracy margin under ±1 gram, along with an auxiliary rotation mechanism to complete any missing angles of data before the system makes its grading decision. In practice, if a sorting line can accurately grade bell peppers, it can handle almost any other challenging fruit or vegetable. No two bell peppers look alike. Their lobes are uneven, their shapes asymmetrical, and their value depends heavily on the perfection of their surface. This is why the market has more machines dedicated specifically to bell peppers than to apples, tomatoes, or mangoes, even though those crops sometimes have much higher overall production volumes. On the market, most bell peppers are sold whole in plastic bags. In the United States alone, the number exceeds 5 billion fresh peppers every year, meaning billions of those familiar bags you see on store shelves. But few people realize this isn't just a convenient packaging method, it's also a vivid demonstration of consumer psychology at work. Red and yellow peppers trigger appetite, while green suggests freshness. When all three colors sit next to one another, they create an irresistible visual pull, a mix of contrast and harmony that distracts you, makes you hesitate, and ultimately makes you far more likely to add to cart than you planned. However, plastic bags are only used for retail. At industrial scale, where demand is measured in tons rather than in bags, bell peppers are packed into cardboard cartons. Each box weighs 5 to 10 kilograms and holds 30 to 80 peppers, meeting the standards required for storage and long-distance transport. From there, fleets of refrigerated trucks line up and leave the processing plant, carrying bell peppers to supermarkets, wholesale markets, and even high-end restaurants across the country. After the sorting stage, the bell peppers are moved to the stem and core removal area. Here, workers use specialized tools, usually a cylindrical coring knife or a tube-shaped cutter with a diameter of about 25 millimeters, to trim the stem and clean out the entire core. Each worker can process an average of 400 peppers per hour. After being cored, the bell peppers are lightly blanched at 90 to 95 degrees Celsius for 2 to 4 minutes to soften the flesh, lock in color, and reduce the microbial load before canning. However, depending on the product line, the peppers may also be roasted instead of blanched. Roasting adds a natural smoky aroma and helps loosen the thin outer skin, making it easier to peel. After roasting and rapid cooling, workers use gloved hands to remove the loosened skin and trim off any charred spots, or on larger production lines, rotating drums and strong air jets handle the peeling automatically. Roasted peppers stay tender but hold their structure well, making them ideal for richer, more flavorful canned varieties. Whether blanched or roasted, the peppers are immediately transferred to the filling hopper and packed into sterilized tin cans. A 1.5 to 2% brine solution, heated to 80 to 85 degrees Celsius, is added to remove air bubbles and create a stable preservation environment. The cans are then sealed using a double or tryptoseam system, ensuring an airtight closure before sterilization. In the final stage, the cans enter a retort unit and are sterilized at 121 degrees Celsius for 20 to 30 minutes, eliminating all harmful microorganisms while preserving the pepper's natural crunch, color, and structure. Not everyone realizes it, but the thick skin and hollow cavity of bell peppers seem almost purpose-built for stuffing. And surprisingly, stuffed bell peppers were also one of Princess Diana's favorite dishes, so much so that she could eat them 2 to 3 times a week without ever getting tired of them. According to former royal chef Darren McGrady, her preferred version was bell peppers stuffed with zucchini, mushrooms, and rice, topped with mozzarella and parmesan, then finished with a smoky tomato sauce. Under heat, the pepper softens and turns sweet, soaking up the sauce, while the filling becomes firm and flavorful. The gentle sweetness of the vegetables blends with the salty richness of the cheese, creating a dish that is both refined and comforting, the kind of flavor that warms anyone from the inside out. When tossed in a hot pan, the crisp sweetness of bell peppers stays intact, while releasing their signature aroma. Just a few slices can instantly brighten the entire dish with color. They can be stir-fried with chicken, beef, pork, or simply with onions and mushrooms. And each combination brings out a different flavor profile. Chicken with bell peppers is light and delicate. Beef makes the dish richer and more aromatic, while a vegetarian stir-fry keeps the pure sweetness of the vegetables. It's one of the quickest ways to create a dish that's easy to make, visually appealing, and nutritionally balanced. From giant pumpkin pies and crazy festivals to the spectacular orange rain, it all begins with a meticulous and bountiful pumpkin harvest process. The golden window for harvesting pumpkins is from September to November, when the fruits are perfectly ripe, stems have turned woody, and the skins have deepened to a rich orange, ready to leave the fields and enter the bustling holiday season. Harvesting pumpkins used to be back-breaking work. Dozens of laborers would bend over to cut each fruit by hand, often tearing stems or bruising the skin due to inconsistent handling. To meet the enormous demand of the processing industry, the sector had no choice but to mechanize the process. Across vast pumpkin fields, modern harvesters glide gracefully along the rows, collecting each pumpkin with care. Fruits are gently lifted from the ground, even those hidden beneath thick leaves, then pass over vibrating conveyor belts that blow away dirt, dry leaves, and other debris. On the next conveyor, each pumpkin is thoroughly inspected to ensure quality before being loaded straight into storage bins. Thanks to these intelligent systems, productivity soars. 20 to 30 tons of pumpkins can be harvested per hour while preserving their shape, skin, and vibrant orange color. Compared to traditional hand-picking, this technology is the key to controlling the exact timing of pumpkin intake for factories. Even a single day's delay can trigger enzymes that destroy 15 to 20% of a pumpkin's natural sugars. That's why all pumpkins must be processed within 24 hours to retain their flavor, firmness, and signature orange hue. The essential qualities that define millions of perfectly crafted pumpkin pies throughout the holiday season. Beyond the pumpkins harvested for their orange flesh, used in fragrant pumpkin pies, there are also fields grown entirely for seeds. On these neatly arranged pumpkin rows optimized for mechanization, the seed harvesting system operates in a completely different way. Instead of gently lifting the fruit to preserve its shape, a screw auger pierces straight into the pumpkin's core, lifting the whole fruit into a separation chamber and crushing the flesh inside the spiral tube. In the centrifuge chamber at the back, the strong spinning force releases thousands of glossy green seeds, which are then transferred directly into containers. Dry, clean, and almost free of pulp. The leftover pumpkin flesh is returned to the field as nutrient-rich green compost, high in potassium and cellulose, helping the soil retain water and naturally restore fertility for the next planting. From these tiny seeds, a wide range of products is created: omega-rich pumpkin seed oil, roasted seeds, pumpkin seed powder, and ingredients for dietary supplements. This green gold represents the most valuable component of the entire harvest. For pumpkins selected for processing, the moment they leave the fields and enter the factory marks the beginning of their journey to becoming the filling for millions of pumpkin pies. At the facility, the pumpkins enter a pre-processing system and pass through a recirculating wash tank, where high-pressure spray nozzles remove soil, sand, and mud from their surfaces. They are then transferred to a rotating roller system, equipped with fine mist sprayers that clean the stem sockets and recessed areas, the spots most prone to holding debris. Finally, the pumpkins move through a warm air-drying chamber for light sterilization, which both dries the surface and reduces microbial load before further processing. Beginning the transformation process, the pumpkins are fed into an automatic peeling machine, where stainless steel blades can handle both round pumpkins and butternut squash up to 17 inches long. The peeling depth can be adjusted instantly with a dial, allowing the system to preserve as much flesh as possible before the pumpkins move into a hot water bath for about 90 seconds to soften. After steaming, the pumpkins are halved, deseeded, chopped, and sent into the grinder. Here, the flesh is ground into a fine consistency, then passed through a precision filtration system that removes all fibers, peel fragments, and impurities, resulting in a smooth, uniform, high-quality puree. To finish the process, the puree is heated to a stable temperature, sterilized using pressurized steam, and packaged in aseptic bags or large sterile drums, ensuring long-term shelf stability without preservatives. From here, it's ready to be shipped to food manufacturers, including giants like Costco. To create a flaky crust that's crisp and layered, yet still tender and moist, choosing the right butter is a step that cannot be skipped. Factories use industrial butter with over 80% butterfat, as it's rich in milk fat and maintains structural stability during baking. Before mixing, the butter is cut into medium-sized cubes, not so small that they melt too quickly, but large enough to maintain surface contact with the flour. Most importantly, this entire step is done while the butter is still cold to preserve its solid structure, the key factor behind the crust's signature flakiness once baked. Next, the butter is combined in an industrial mixer with flour, cold water, and salt. The machine operates at a slow speed, about 30 to 40 RPM, meaning a 150 kilogram batch of dough takes roughly 3 minutes to mix to perfection. After mixing, the dough is rested to allow the gluten to relax and the butter to re-solidify. Then it's moved into the dividing and rounding system before being pressed into non-stick metal tins, forming a stable, uniform crust that won't crack during baking. At this stage, the production line reaches the step that defines most of the pie's flavor. In the mixing area, pre-weighed dry ingredients, sugar, salt, cinnamon, ginger, and allspice are poured into an industrial mixer, followed by pumpkin puree, sweetened condensed milk, evaporated milk, cream, and eggs. As the mixer blades turn, the mixture gradually develops its signature golden hue, while the texture becomes smooth, rich, and pliable, forming the classic custard base for the filling. Once perfectly smooth and uniform, the mixture is pumped into a holding tank, kept warm to prevent separation or skin formation. From there, the filling is directed to the depositing area, where workers control stainless steel dispensing nozzles to accurately pour 40 ounces into each pie mold. Each iconic Costco pumpkin pie weighs approximately 1.7 kilograms with a 12-inch diameter, enough to yield about 12 standard slices. To complete the process, the pies are baked at high temperatures, with convection fans maintaining even heat throughout the oven chamber. After about 30 minutes, the filling turns a rich amber orange, and the crust achieves a light golden crispness, the hallmark of quality. Immediately after baking, the pies are transferred to a rapid freezing system to lock in the smooth texture and preserve the flavor. They are then packaged in the signature, large plastic trays, ready to appear on Costco shelves in less than 24 hours from the oven. Thanks to the filling's combination of sugar, fat, and dairy, a natural moisture-retaining trio, pumpkin pies can be frozen for 3 to 6 weeks, while keeping the custard smooth, free from separation or ice crystals. Best of all, when it's time to enjoy, simply allow the pie to thaw naturally. Upon opening, the custard remains rich and creamy, and the crust stays flaky and crisp, almost indistinguishable from a freshly baked pie. Beyond pumpkin pies, another obsession for Americans during the holiday season is canned pumpkin puree, the essential ingredient in most traditional pie recipes. Each year, over 85% of canned pumpkin puree in the U.S. is produced by Libby's factory in Illinois, which operates a dedicated processing line for a single pumpkin variety, the Dickinson pumpkin, which looks more like a butternut squash than the round Halloween pumpkins most people imagine. Interestingly, in 2015, both the press and consumers were surprised to discover that the pumpkin in the can wasn't the round pumpkin they had pictured. However, the FDA confirmed it's still legally called pumpkin, as the Dickinson variety delivers the ideal color, sweetness, richness, and smooth texture, making it far better suited than any traditional pumpkin for pie. At home, of course, you don't need an industrial production line like the factories do. What matters most is choosing the right base ingredient, the element that determines 70% of a pumpkin pie's flavor. Today, most Americans opt for canned pumpkin puree because it offers consistent color, smoothness, and virtually no excess moisture. However, if you prefer to make your own puree, you absolutely can. Just be sure to choose sugar pumpkins or butternut squash instead of the large Halloween carving pumpkins, which tend to be fibrous and bland. In the end, pumpkin pie is more than just turning pumpkins into dessert. It's the process of transforming a humble crop into an emotional symbol, where technology, tradition, flavor, and holiday memories all meet in a single slice. Beyond their sweet taste, bananas are nature's very own biological battery. Compact, affordable, and packed with energy. With high levels of potassium, 10 times more vitamin B6 than apples, and enough carbohydrates to rival an energy bar, bananas offer a quick energy boost, help stabilize blood pressure, and can even lift your mood. Here's a surprising fact. Among more than 1,000 banana varieties in the world, only one, the Cavendish, accounts for half of global production and nearly all banana exports. But yes, bananas can get sick too. That's why this dominant variety is now on the brink of extinction, threatened by a deadly fungus called Fusarium TR4, an incurable disease that's putting the entire global banana industry at risk. In this context, growing and caring for banana plantations has become more important than ever. In spring, when temperatures stay warm and steady between 26 and 30 degrees Celsius, young banana plants are carefully placed into loose, well-aerated soil, marking the start of a journey that requires patience, precision, and attentive care. After about 7 months of soaking up sun and breezes, the banana plant begins to bloom, revealing its iconic purple flower. This is when farmers step in to cover the developing bunch with a green plastic bag or a specially designed protective sheath, which stays in place until harvest. Why bag the bananas? It may seem like a simple step, but these bags act as invisible armor, shielding the fruit from pests, harsh sunlight, and strong winds. They also help retain consistent humidity, creating ideal conditions for the bananas to ripen evenly and develop that perfect yellow hue. But bagging alone isn't enough. To help the banana bunch grow plump and firm, farmers carry out another crucial step, removing the female flower. Once the bunch is formed, the purple tip, which is the flower itself, is carefully cut off. This stops the plant from wasting nutrients on unnecessary baby fruits and directs all its energy into ripening the main bunch. To sustain banana yields far beyond the days of manual farming, modern plantations now rely heavily on chemical-based care, using pesticides and fertilizers in large quantities, sometimes reaching hundreds of liters per hectare. In addition, routine disease prevention spraying is a critical step to guard against fungi and pests that can devastate an entire banana plantation in just a matter of weeks. As time goes by, the banana bunches gradually grow larger. But checking their size is no longer a matter of guesswork or intuition. Farmers now use special calipers to measure the diameter of each banana finger with precision. Only when the fruit reaches the ideal thickness, with a deep green and smooth peel, is it considered the perfect moment for harvest. And from that point on, a demanding yet skillful task officially begins: harvesting millions of tons of bananas. Banana harvesting is typically a two-person job, carried out in perfect sync. One worker stands firmly and uses a sharp knife to make a clean cut about 20 to 25 centimeters above the last hand of bananas, ensuring the stem is long enough for easy transport and hanging later. At the same time, the other worker swiftly catches the falling bunch on their shoulder, which is padded with foam or a soft sack. Each bunch can weigh up to 50 kilograms, so without experience and proper technique, a single misstep can cause serious injury or damage the entire bunch. That's why banana harvesting has never been a light-duty task. But what happens to the mother banana plant after the bunch is cut? The truth is, the mother plant must be sacrificed. Bananas are unique. Each plant produces just one bunch in its lifetime. Once its mission is complete, it's removed to prevent pests and diseases, and to make room for new shoots growing from its base. This is where the chopper comes in, a specialized machine that cuts and shreds the banana stalk on the spot. In just a few minutes, the old plant is cleared away, turning into fertile mulch that nourishes the soil and paves the way for a fresh new season. After harvest, transporting the heavy banana bunches without damage becomes the next key step. To do this efficiently, while maintaining freshness, many plantations turn to the agricultural cableway system, a brilliantly simple yet powerful solution and a testament to modern farming ingenuity. Instead of hauling each massive bunch out of the plantation manually, workers simply hook them onto steel hangers suspended from an overhead cable system that runs between the rows of banana trees. Once everything is ready, the railless banana train quietly glides through the tropical forest, accompanied only by the rustle of leaves, as if the bananas themselves were enjoying the ride. Time is critical when it comes to bananas. Within just 4 hours of being cut, the bunches arrive at the packing facility to preserve peak freshness. And this is where their fate is decided: which bananas will go on to be exported, and which will stay behind to be turned into sweet, crispy banana chips. First, let's explore the export banana processing line, where every single fruit must pass through strict quality controls before reaching consumers across the globe. At the collection and pre-processing area, dedicated to fresh distribution and export, banana bunches are first stripped of their protective padding and rinsed with clean water to remove surface dust. Then, each hand of bananas is separated and immediately submerged in a cold water bath with a mild chlorine solution to wash off latex, soil, and to rapidly cool the fruit. This step is crucial in the preservation process for fresh bananas. The low temperature helps slow down respiration and delays premature ripening, maintaining the banana's freshness and firmness throughout the long export journey. At the same time, the sticky latex is completely removed, leaving the banana skins clean, shiny, and protected from dark blemishes caused by air exposure. After washing, the banana bunches are cut into smaller clusters and sorted by size, uniformity, and peel color. This step requires skill. A careless cut can snap the stems, reducing visual appeal and shortening shelf life. Only the most pristine clusters are selected, with bruised or damaged bananas removed, leaving behind only the top candidates for export. In some facilities, whole hands may be kept intact instead of being divided, depending on market demand. Bananas that meet export standards are labeled with traceability stickers, their stems wrapped in ventilated protective film and neatly arranged into cushioned carton boxes. Each box is carefully sealed, marked with a lot number and packing date, then stacked onto pallets. From there, they're loaded onto specialized trucks, heading straight to the port. Of course, not all bananas are exported fresh. A portion is sent to processing plants to be turned into deliciously crispy banana chips, golden, fragrant, and addictive with every bite. Unlike bananas meant for export, which are gently rinsed to preserve their appearance, bananas used for chips undergo a much more thorough cleaning process. Once thoroughly washed and spotless, the bananas are moved to the peeling area. Here, skilled workers use specialized knives to swiftly and precisely remove the tough green peels, ensuring the soft flesh inside remains intact, free from scratches or cracks. Each worker can peel between 400 to 600 bananas per hour, depending on the uniformity of the fruit and their level of experience. Though it may seem simple, this step is crucial. Even a small nick can cause the banana slices to warp, fry unevenly, or burn during cooking, ultimately compromising the quality of the final product. Next, the bananas are fed into a specialized slicing machine. This high-capacity machine can process thousands of bananas per hour, producing evenly thin slices at a standard thickness of around 3 millimeters. Just enough to guarantee that signature crispness while preserving the rich, starchy flavor. Thanks to sharp steel blades and a continuous cutting mechanism, the slices come out uniform in shape and size, ensuring consistent frying results with beautiful color and even texture. Immediately after slicing, the banana pieces move onto a gentle rinsing conveyor, where clean water or air jets help wash away excess starch and reduce surface stickiness, minimizing clumping during frying. Now the banana slices are ready for their big transformation, traveling down the conveyor and into a hot oil bath, the moment when their golden, crispy aroma truly comes to life. Inside the industrial fryer, thousands of banana slices are dropped into hot oil maintained at around 180 degrees Celsius, the ideal temperature for fast cooking without burning. To keep the slices from sticking together and ensure even cooking on both sides, continuous stirring is key. Workers use long-handled stainless steel mesh scoops to gently swirl the slices in circular motions. Right after frying, the banana slices are transferred onto a mesh conveyor, where cool air from industrial fans is blown upward to quickly drain excess oil and bring down the temperature. It might sound simple, but this step is absolutely critical. Not only does it remove residual oil, it also locks in the crispness, preventing the chips from turning soft or soggy during storage. Next, the crispy golden banana slices are fed into a rotating seasoning drum, a cylindrical stainless steel tumbler that spins continuously. Here, a blend of spices like salt, sugar, chili powder, cheese, or vanilla, depending on each factory's unique recipe, is poured into a hopper and evenly sprinkled onto the chips. But a giant-sized version of banana chips is just as tempting. Crispy, golden, and oversized, it's a snack you can't help but stare at. To achieve that irresistible flavor and crunch, a significant amount of oil is used during frying. On average, 1 kilogram of bananas can absorb between 15 to 30 grams of oil, depending on the thickness, frying time, and banana variety. The most commonly used oils are palm oil or refined vegetable oils, chosen for their high smoke point and cost efficiency. Before entering the automatic packing line, the banana chips go through a final quality check. Only slices that meet the required standards are allowed onto the system. Smart electronic scales then weigh the chips with precision, dividing them into pouches that match the preset weight. The bags are vacuum sealed, airtight, and sent through to be packed into carton boxes. The entire process takes just a few minutes. And just like that, those fragrant, crispy banana chips are ready to head to supermarkets and land in the kitchens of millions of families. The next time you pick up a banana or open a bag of crispy banana chips, you won't just be enjoying a snack. You'll be savoring a story of soil, sweat, and ingenuity in every single bite.